Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step of the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is Friday, December 1st, 2023. And welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And it's truly been a pleasure to have you join us as we continue our journey of self-love discovery and empowerment. Today, we're diving into a topic that is vital for our personal growth: motivation. Yes, motivation is self-love, igniting that fire within. So let's explore how motivation intertwines with our journey of self-love. And as always, I'm going to break it down in different segments to where we're going to talk about understanding motivation and also how motivation as a catalyst of self-love, how we can unleash our inner motivation to overcoming obstacles to get to our motivation. And also how those self-love rituals that we do, how can that boost our motivation, as well as motivation and goal setting for our self-love and maintaining motivation in the long run. All right, so we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back and then we're going to start this conversation off about motivation and understanding what motivation is and how it applies into your self-love journey. All right, it's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love, and we'll be right back. Hey there, my sexy people. Are you ready for an exciting new series on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast? Well, introducing Ask Nyomi Mondays, Ask Nyomi Letters, where I read heartfelt letters filled with love, sex, and relationship advice every Monday. If you're facing a relationship dilemma, longing for guidance, and simply curious about others' experience, this is for you. Just shoot us an email at asknyomi@gmail.com to be a part of the conversation. Join us as we bridge the gap between curiosity and clarity, uncertainty and confidence. But get ready to explore the beautiful complexities of love and relationships. So listen to Ask Nyomi Mondays, Ask Nyomi Letters, and let's dive into these thought-provoking letters together. Don't miss a single episode.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about motivation and self-love, igniting the fire within. And I said we're just going to start off with understanding motivation. Understanding what motivation is. Now, motivation is the driving force that propels us forward. And it's crucial for achieving our goals and realizing our full potential. So today we'll dive into the different types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic, and understand how they influence our journey towards self-love. So let me tell you this. I did not know that it was two different types of motivation. As I was doing my research and I saw this and I was like, whoa, wow, really? Like, honestly, I've never heard of this before. I've never heard that it was broken down in two. And see, and this is why I love doing this podcast. Again, I cannot say it as much as that not only am I telling you guys, but even in the process of me doing research and thinking that I know things, but then there's more things that are put on top of what I've already know, and that is amazing, that we can truly break down every sense of a word, every sense of an action with just knowing more, if you understand what I mean. All right, so let me explain to you all what they say that intrinsic motivation is. This refers to the internal drive and satisfaction that comes from engaging in an activity for its own sake. It involves pursuing something because we find it inherently enjoyable, interesting, and meaningful. So in the context of self-love, intrinsic motivation can play a crucial role. When we engage in self-care activities such as practicing mindfulness or pursuing hobbies we genuinely enjoy, we are motivated by the inherent value and satisfaction these activities bring. This type of motivation fosters a deeper connection with ourselves and enhances self-awareness and cultivate a sense of fulfillment and self-love. See, honestly, when we think about the word motivation, we just think of it like a clear blanket of just, you get your motivation on why you want to do these things, and then there you go. Not knowing that we're not looking and not really looking deep and say, wow, well, maybe why I'm not that motivated in a certain thing is because there's a different type of motivation. That maybe it's not really an intrinsic motivation, but it's a extrinsic motivation. And this is what this means. This is driven by external factors such as rewards, recognition, or social approval. Extrinsic, y'all gotta excuse me, motivation arises from outside influences rather than from within ourselves. And why extrinsic motivation can be useful in certain contexts, such as achieving goals or meeting external expectations, it may have limitations when it comes to self-love. So relying solely on external validation or rewards can create a conditional relationship with self-love. If we constantly seek approval and validation from others, our sense of self-love becomes dependent on external factors, which can be unpredictable and ever-changing. So true self-love, however, requires a deep sense of acceptance and appreciation that comes from within. So to cultivate self-love, it's important to recognize the balance between the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivation. While external factors can provide temporary boost or external validation, it is the internal drive and genuine enjoyment of self-care activities that contribute to a long-lasting self-love. So by aligning your action with what our true values are, your true values are, and fostering these activities that bring us joy, fulfillment, and personal growth, we can nurture a strong foundation of self-love that is not solely reliant on external validation or rewards. That's deep, ain't it? Man, that's deep. And let me spell these two words for you so you all can look it up yourself. Intrinsic, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it's spelled INTRINSIC. And again, that refers to the internal drive and satisfaction that comes from engaging in an activity for its own sake. All right, so then I'm going to spell extrinsic for you. It's EXTRINSIC. So look it up for yourself, and I'm telling you, when I was doing the research the other day and just looking at this, I was like, wow, I'm blown away with this, not knowing that there are two different types of this, excuse me, of motivation. And then it explained a lot of things that have been going on in my life when it comes with the motivation. So now I understand it better. So now I'm able to apply things and do things a better way to get closer to to get closer to my goals, but also understanding what that motivation means to those particular goals, if that makes sense for you all. All right, next I want to talk about unleashing your inner motivation. I mean, to truly tap into our motivation, we need to connect with our inner passions and values and purpose. Now, I have a list of strategies that I think that can help you with discovering what truly drives you and how you can nurture your motivation to fuel your self-journey. That's your self-love journey. First, you need to reflect on your values and take some time to identify what are your core values and what is truly important for you. So it's about understanding your values and how they can help you to align your actions with what brings you genuine joy, satisfaction, and just the love for yourself. A few months ago, I did this course on self-love. And one of the things is that I had a list of core values that we are able to choose from, or what our core values is and not what others will put on us. And I had given an assignment during that course is to choose 9, I believe it was 9, choose 9 core values of yourself and put them into a paragraph or a sentence describing you or your ingredients. And I believe I read this the other day. So I put love for myself. I put love, empathy, compassion, uniqueness, spirituality, humility, inspiring, success, family, and integrity. Those were my core 9 core values for myself. And I put it into a poem or ingredients of who I am as Nyomi. And I wrote, I, Nyomi, lead in love in everything I do, knowing that having empathy and compassion for others make my uniqueness even more unique. I embrace my spirituality and my sexuality with boldness while still keeping my my humility intact. Inspiring others is what lights me up, knowing that my true success is my family and in my integrity. And I have that framed and put on my wall. So for me, that is a daily reminder, a daily visual that I have on my wall as artwork. So not only is it the core values of me, of myself, but I put it in art form to make it to where it is more it means more to me. So for this is a part of which I didn't realize until doing my research, that this is the intrinsic motivation of my self-love. All right, my next one is setting meaningful goals. Set goals that are aligned with your values and that contribute to your overall well-being and self-love. And when you have clear goals and resonate with your intrinsic motivation, you are more likely to feel motivated and fulfilled. So again, for me to look up at my wall, even as I am speaking right now, is that these words motivate me, knowing that I lead in love in everything I do. Saying that now that I'm speaking here on this platform, that I lead in love, knowing when I sit here and I'm talking to who's ever listening, know that it's coming from a genuine place and it's coming for nothing for love. But knowing that having empathy and compassion for others make my uniqueness even more unique. Again, knowing that these are a part of my core values, it makes it motivate me even more to get behind this mic and talk on this podcast, the Season of Self-Love podcast. By knowing those are a part of my core values and I show them in my actions. So that helps me to set meaningful goals. Practicing self-compassion by treating myself, better yet, treating yourself with kindness and understanding and acceptance. And remember that self-love is not about perfection, but about embracing your flaws and imperfections. By cultivating self-compassion, by practicing self-care and speaking to yourself with kindness and letting go of any self-judgment. So for this podcast, I do pre-recorded every morning. I get up every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a ritual. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I do my facials. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I oil myself down. Then I go in to do my prayer and meditation. Then I come in here and I do my opening. And I'm just going to be honest in how I break it down. Do the opening. And then what I say to myself, good job. That's, good job. Let's go on to the next. And then I have something else that I have to do, prepare breakfast for my daughter. And then I come back in here and then I do the second segment. And then I take a break and then I go drop my baby girl off and then I come back and then I finish it off. But when I finish it off, I always say good job. You know why I say good job? Because I could have done so many different things and just got my mind off of my focus on what it is. And I'm good for that. So I celebrate that small win every day that I can sit here consistently and make sure that I'm doing this podcast and making sure that not only am I giving to you, but I'm giving to myself as well. So for me, being of self-compassion for that is like, sometimes you got to take your time. Don't try to do it all in one spill. Take breaks. It's okay. That's a part of my self-care for myself, is not to push it, but take my time with it and make sure that it's good. Exploring your passions and interests. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment and a sense of purpose. Pursue hobbies. Create outlets, activities that ignite your passion and make you feel alive. And these activities can fuel your intrinsic motivation and enhance your self-love. Cultivate mindfulness. Practice being present in the moment and pay attention to your thoughts, emotion, and physical sensations and achievements along your self-love journey. And surround yourself with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support your self-love journey. And seek out communities and mentors or friends that can help encourage you, inspire you, and feed into you. That will feed into you. And that's some of the things that I do. Plus there's some added stuff that's on there too, but truly understanding the breakdown of motivation. When I say that it's eye-opening, it's eye-opening. And honestly, when you all hear the entire show, I welcome your feedback. I welcome if this hit home for you, if you can relate to this motivation on this, and did even knowing about is being two types of motivation. For you, did you know it? And if you didn't, how did it make you feel? Did it change the way that you would approach the actions of being motivated? If that makes sense. All right, now it's about overcoming the obstacles of motivation. Well, to motivation, excuse me. Because sometimes we face challenges like procrastination, self-doubt, and fear. And these can dampen our motivation. So we're going to talk about some of the key things, how we can overcome those things to get to motivation. The first thing that we need to do is we need to take accountability. Having someone or something to hold you accountable can be a powerful tool in overcoming obstacles to motivation and staying on track with your self-love goals. This can be a friend, a family member, or even a coach or a therapist who can provide support, guidance, and encouragement to you. And share your goals and progress with them regularly. And set up check-ins on regularly meetings to discuss your progress, and knowing that someone is invested in your journey that can help you stay motivated and committed to your self-love journey. And like I mentioned last week, I have a group of girlfriends, a few of us, that we do trust each other to make each other accountable for ourselves and one another. And earlier this week, when was that? I think it was either Tuesday. I want to say it was Tuesday. I spent 3 hours talking to one of my good girlfriends. Mind you, she had already checked in the week before, but she had needed to check in again. She had wanted to check in again. And actually this check-in was low-key for the both of us. And we were able to swap stories and swap information that we had been learning throughout the week, to not only help us, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but also help with our business. So it's always good to have that person that you can, throw something at, an idea at, and they can come back to you and, say whatever. Or if you say, well, I'm working on this project, and then that your girlfriend or your guy friend or whatever texts you, hit up, well, how is that going? And you can respond back to them or receive a response back to them without judgment. And then also break it down. One of the biggest obstacles to motivation is feeling overwhelmed by the enormous amount of goals that you have. So to overcome this, you need to break it down. Break down your self-love goals into smaller, more manageable tasks or milestones. Instead of focusing on the big picture, focus on what you can do right now or in the near future. And when I mean near future, I'm talking about next week. Celebrate small victories along the way. Like I said, I celebrate every time I finish an episode and I'm able to upload it. Because I know me and I understand me. And I need that motivation and validation from myself. So I need to cheer and celebrate those little things on, because it can get lost in the big stuff. But by implementing accountability and to break down your goals, you can navigate the obstacles to motivation and you can stay on track with your self-love goals. And I want you to remember to be kind to yourself and practice self-compassion when faced with challenges as setbacks as a natural part of your journey. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to take a quick break and then I'm come back. And then I'm going to finish it off. Excuse me. I'm going to finish it off with some self-love rituals I do to boost my motivation, as well as, kind of motivating and goal setting for self-love. And then we're going to shut it all down, all right? It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. We'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by Neon.com, Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to AskNaomi.com and tell them Naomi sent you.
I often find myself feeling stuck in my life and like I'm not reaching my full potential. But with Elevate Me, self-discovery, I've been able to tap into my inner self and discover what I truly want out of life. Elevate Me, Self-Discovery is an incredible program that combines video learning, self-help, and amazing audio to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. From feeling freedom and guided meditation to self-love and empowerment, this program is perfect for anyone looking to unlock their full potential. Don't let life pass you by.
All right, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks here. And welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. Today is Friday, December 1st. It is the first day of the last month of the year. And today we're talking about motivation. And we're talking about how motivation and self-love and about igniting the fire within. And so in the first break, we talked about understanding what motivation is. We actually learned that it was two types of motivation, with the intrinsic and the extrinsic, and I spelled it out for you, as well as the catalyst of self-love and unleashing your motivation and overcoming obstacles. And right now, I'm just going to share some key self-love rituals that will help you along on this self-love journey that you can truly incorporate daily, and it can boost your motivation. All right, so the first one is gratitude, practicing gratitude. And I know I probably say this every day in something, but you know what? You have to. And what I do like about this is because you have different things to be thankful for. So starting your day off with gratitude practice can significantly boost your motivation and self-love. It can take a few minutes each and every morning to reflect on and write down 3 things that you are grateful for. And this practice helps shift your focus to a positive aspect in your life and fostering a sense of appreciation and contentment. And if it's something that you've already been doing, so you know how beneficial that having that gratification or that gratitude practicing every morning, what it does for you, as well as that affirmation, as well as incorporating that positive self-talk into your daily routine. That's like a constant reminder of who you are. And that's like you being your own cheerleader within. And that's what I do with myself, as well as self-care activities. Whatever it is that your self-care activity is, then do it. Take a time out of your day, whether it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes a day that you can take out and do some kind of practicing a self-care for yourself, do that. Start off with that. You don't have to go big, right away. Start off with little 5 minutes and then go 10 minutes and then go 20 minutes, kind of build up from there. And then as I'm speaking with that, I want to go into setting goals and setting motivation and goal setting for your self-love. And for this thing, you don't want to set a goal that's big, especially when you're talking about your self-love, because you don't want to disappoint yourself by going so big and not having those different small little goals to do. So like I just said, if you say, all right, for these next 10 days, it's all about self-care for me. And if the first 3 days, I'm going to take at least 5 or 10 minutes, between 5 or 10 minutes out of my day and do self-care self-care for myself, a self-care practice, whatever it is. Then after that 3rd or 4th day is over with, celebrate, mark it down, do whatever. Then go on, okay, now we're going to do it. We're going to take it up another 5 minutes. And then take it up another 5 minutes and take it up another 10 minutes. When I was doing my meditation, and I'm talking about the meditation when I close my eyes and I'm totally synced out, I started out first with 2 minutes. Then I went to 5 minutes. Then I went to 10. Then I went to 20 minutes. And now I'm at 25 minutes that I can sit for 25 minutes. To see these things you have to continue to practice with. And that's what, don't start big. Just build it up from there and have a little goal setting. Little stars. Remember we were in school? In grade school, what is it, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and you had the little board. And, and just do that to where, every one you put a little star on it or whatever, just to help you along the way, to help you to get to that point to where you are feeling great, where you are feeling motivated, where you're like, oh man, I did 10 minutes care for 10 days. How about I challenge myself and motivate myself to do another 5 more days and add another 5 or 10 minutes onto that. Right? And then real quickly, let's talk about maintaining motivation in the long run. Again, keeping that flame of motivation burning over a long time is very crucial. In the same strategies and techniques that I just said before, use those and implement them into your daily routine. Gratitude. Also reflect. Do a reflection of yourself and look back at yourself on where you were 2-3 days ago to where you are now. So you can see the growth, so that can continue to keep that fire burning in your belly. And as I said before, celebrate those milestones, whether it's like I did 3 or 4 days at 5 minutes or 10 minutes of self-care or 5 or 10 minutes of meditation. or 5 or 10 minutes of positive self-talk affirmation. Or I was able to take 3 core values in my life today and create a paragraph from it. So what I want to do is I want to just close it off with this. I thank you all for just continue to share this space with me, to truly share this space with me. And as we wrap up today's episode, I want to just reflect on key points that we discussed. And just remember that motivation is a powerful tool in your self-love journey. And it's about igniting that fire within and using the fuel of journey towards personal transformation. And keep that flame alive. And let it guide you to the path of self-discovery and fulfillment. And remember the two. Remember there's two types. And I hope I'm saying it correctly, but it's It's intro-sync and extra sync, and I will spell it for you again. It is INT, INTRINSIC, and it's EXTRINSIC. And so again, I thank you. Thank you. And wow. I just look forward to continuing this journey with you all. And on our next episode on Monday, I'm so excited for what I have to come for next week. But again, celebrate every little win that you have accomplished this week. Everything. And even if it was just sitting through this podcast for this 30, 40 minutes, celebrate that. Celebrate that you took this is a part of your self-care too. Right here, this is a part of your self-care too. So if you could take the 40 minutes or 50 minutes out of your time, however long this podcast is, and you can sit and listen and take notes, that is a part of your self-care practicing right there. All right. So again, you all have a safe and great weekend. And I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Send the light, love, and prayers.